Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Wall Street Journal, FBI quest for Trump documents started with breezy chats, tour of crowded closet. Why interactions between FBI Trump team soured remains a mystery. They already visited Mar-a-Lago in June. There was no reason for a public relations stunt that helped the Democratic Party and showed the world that there's two standards of justice, one for Trump and one for Clinton, for example, or Hunter. Clinton had top secret intelligence on private servers. How that top secret intel was transferred onto secret private servers. Nobody knew about her servers. Everyone knew about Trump's boxes of classified data that we don't really even know is classified, but let's say it's classified. He's the president. He can classify or declassify anything he wants. Now, if it's restricted data, he would need the Secretary of Energy, who was a Trump Republican, by the way, to have declassified it before he brought it to Mar-a-Lago, but it was already, like, the Justice Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation already knew what was in those boxes, or they were already in talks with Trump. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be past 200,000 subs, and it's because of you very soon, like within the next couple of days, probably. So this is a very important segment because he had already invited the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or he had already met with them. His team of attorneys was already working with the Justice Department, and then they conducted this raid, oh my God, it was the greatest thing in the world for all these wonderful, morally superior, highly educated Democrats. The only problem is, last week they were talking about how Trump tried to overthrow democracy. A year before, or years before, they were talking about how Trump colluded with a hostile foreign adversary to defeat Clinton. Then they said he committed campaign finance violations. Then they said his tax returns were the epicenter, the embodiment of criminality. So everything they accused Trump of never pans out for them. This won't either. But here, around lunchtime on June 3rd, a senior Justice Department National Security Supervisor and 3 FBI agents arrived at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in Florida to discuss boxes with government records sitting in a basement storage room, along with suits, sweaters, and golf shoes. So, by the way, not only did the Bureau already meet with Trump, so there was no need for this. See, Clinton and her team transferred top secret and special access program intelligence classified data onto emails, from emails onto servers running outside of the United States government, and they were secret. Nobody knew of them. The purpose for her servers was to hide communication. Trump had no purpose for these boxes, other than maybe they were letters between heads of state. So, I mean, he wasn't trying to do something nefarious with this unless they're accusing him. See, Clinton's servers were owned by the Secretary of State to hide communication, okay? Trump never had private servers. Trump never tried to hide his communication, and he didn't transfer top secret data onto computers that could have been hacked by the entire planet. He had boxes. Big deal. Oh my God, he had boxes. If you cared about national security and classified data, then Clinton would have already been indicted in 2016. Bernie Sanders would have become the nominee. And look, Trump is a million times better than Bernie would have ever been. But I'm telling you, Bernie would have defeated Trump at that moment in time. Not today's Bernie Sanders. It was a lightning in a bottle moment. Then Democrats would have gotten the 3 Supreme Court justices, and then they wouldn't have had to deal with Roe. But they wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it too. They had somebody who actually did commit crimes. Now, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. So you might say, oh, I'm all over the place. But no, we have to redo 2016. We are in like this alternate universe that where every day we're reliving 2016, but in a different format. And like there's like a different nuance to the 2016 But anyway, Trump sues January 6th committee, National Archives. So he's suing. He's already suing the National Archives for the Kinzinger and Cheney debacle that led to nothing. So he was supposed to have been indicted for throwing his dinner at the wall. That didn't happen either. Okay, and then he was trying to commandeer a limousine. Like, you have to actually be in a cult to believe all of this nonsense about Trump and to want him desperately. Like, what did this man do to you? If you are a wonderful, morally superior Democrat, we had record highs in household median income. That's according to CNN. We had a record low in poverty. That's according to CNN. You had the lowest poverty rate on record, and you had the highest household median income on record. What did this man do to you? My God, you want mashed potato brains and a recession that is, by the way, the third quarter is going to be negative growth. Also, we're shrinking as an economy, and inflation is at 8.5%. It shouldn't even be above 2%. It wasn't above 2 or 3% with Trump. Okay, you didn't have real wages are down 4.4%. What did Trump do to you? I mean, everything that you've accused Trump of, morally superior liberal Democrat, has been a catastrophic failure on your part to prove any criminality. Okay, you don't have to work hard. Just, you can see any of Hunter's videos or read any of his emails. It's in the Daily Mail, and the New York Post broke the story. That's why Twitter suppressed the information, because anything detrimental to Democrats is a plot by another country. So, like, what did Trump do to you? What did Trump do so bad? We had the first president to step foot in North Korea, the Doha Agreement that reversed 20 years of failed foreign policy, brought Americans home, that Biden reluctantly did that. And you had people falling from airplanes, and those 13 Americans should be alive today. Those 100 Afghans should be alive today. That was a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal date, negotiated, that Biden completely, mashed potato brains, completely ignored. And then you have these imbeciles or people saying, oh, well, Trump, he abandoned his voters. He abandoned the working class. Like, what more could he have done? The economy was increasing, was growing. Real wages increased like 1-2%. And inflation wasn't cutting into people's salaries. Our economy wasn't shrinking until the last year of his presidency, when Andrew Cuomo got an Emmy for tanking state economies, when Democrats gleefully tanked their state economies because of you-know-what. And then Biden did everything possible to cause a recession directly because of his policies. Oh, by the way, poverty has increased. You know, all those morally superior, wonderful, left-leaning pundits, YouTubers, journalists, oh, Biden, he cut poverty. No, he didn't. Poverty has increased. Do you know what happens when inflation goes to 8.5 to 9%? You can give all the stimulus checks you want. They will buy less food, clothing. They will buy less fuel for your car. People actually have to live and conduct their lives. And this is much more expensive. It's more expensive to live in Biden's America. And it's less safe. Crime is up. So, and every demographic group is suffering. Every political or socioeconomic or, demographic, everyone is suffering in Biden's America. So, like, what did Trump do to you? That's my question. My God. You want to get this man, and it's like, he's like Wile E. Coyote. Like, oh no, he's like the Roadrunner. Sorry. Like, you can't get him. So now what? So the Bureau already had him. The Bureau already had Trump. Like, they already met with Trump, and they found nothing. There wasn't, like, they were in talks. Like, it wasn't like Clinton, who had a secret server that nobody knew of, and then they were blaming the intel agencies for a classification problem, and it's their fault, and it's really a problem with their ability to classify things. And obviously she was hiding her communication because she didn't trust government or anyone around her or President Obama. So Trump wasn't doing that. And you have Michael Hayden, you have James Comey stating, hostile foreign actors almost certainly got all that information. And she had maps of nuclear facilities in adversarial countries. Now, like, again, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I think she's going to be the nominee, which would be fantastic. I really want her to be the nominee of the Democratic Party. This is like a Clintonian thing. The Steele dossier, the whole obsession with Russia and him being colluding and the bots and has all the hallmarks of a Clinton Democrat operation. You have a former president every president brings records, every single one. And then you have the National Archives, basically run by wonderful, morally superior, highly educated, awesome liberal Democrats, just like the top echelon at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. By the way, I condemn any threats, negative statements towards the FBI or agents in general. There's a lot of great people, a lot of wonderful people at the Bureau. I'm sure Peter Strzok and Andrew McCabe did a lot of good for the country before they turned and, sided with the Democratic Party. But there are people who, at the Bureau that save lives and defend the country from, absolutely insane people and, criminals and all that. So that's good. We need the FBI, but we don't need them to be openly cheering for one political side, which they've done for 6 years now. Okay? You're not fooling anybody. The only reason that the left loves the FBI now is because they know that the organization sides with them. If the organization went after Hunter, indicted him, or pushed for an indictment, went after Clinton's private server, said, she broke national security guidelines, laws, regulations, said that she should be indicted, and then it was Loretta Lynch that said, no, that shouldn't happen. Oh my God. There would not be, but the press would turn on Comey and McCabe and Strzok. Could you imagine if Strzok texted, "We'll stop Clinton"? Imagine if a top agent texted, "We'll stop Clinton." But instead it was, "We'll stop Trump." And so they don't care. But anyway, he already met with the Bureau and he's suing the National Archives. So this is a Politico article. Trump sues National Archives. Former president's lawyers filed a suit in D.C. court Monday. This is actually October of 2021. So he's already going at it with the National Archives, and he's suing like Comey and McCabe and Strzok and others, but they were removed from the lawsuit. So he'll probably try somehow again to sue them. But the thing is, everyone knows he was set up and framed. If you are a pundit or a journalist and you don't think Trump was set up and framed the past 6 years, you know nothing about politics, and you're just a liberal Democrat. Look. There's nothing wrong to being a liberal Democrat. Even if you pretend you're a socialist and you vote blue no matter who, you're a liberal Democrat. Like Joe Biden and, Clinton. And so that's why Hillary should be the nominee. I want the edgiest socialist to say vote Clinton. Because, look, Biden also is the antithesis of what these edgy socialists think they embody anyway. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. He's already suing the National Archives, and he already met with the Bureau. So this is going to be the same failed attempt at taking him down. And guess what? If he's indicted, just like Democrats who would vote for an indicted Clinton or Biden, because they'd vote for any Democrat indicted over Trump. I will vote, you will vote for an indicted Trump. It's not, because it's one thing also, I wouldn't vote for an indicted Trump if he actually committed a crime. If he was Hunter, I wouldn't vote for him. If there were emails of him, if Trump was naked, brandishing firearms and, dealing with, no. If he was weighing illegal narcotics like Hunter, no, I wouldn't vote for him. If he actually had emails where people are like, how can you use your influence on the company's behalf, like Hunter did? Or I give 10%, if Eric Trump meets with, foreign dignitaries or businesses fronting for intelligence agencies abroad, and then meets with Donald Trump, and there are emails saying, he gives 10% to Trump. I wouldn't vote for Trump. But he doesn't have that. Actually, that's the other side. The epicenter of corruption is the Democratic Party. It was the Republican Party 20 years ago. Okay? I'm not bound by political party. Trump was a great president. End of story. You can, we weren't in a recession with Trump during his first 3 years before Democrats tanked the economy, and that wasn't his fault. Give me your thoughts. More lives were lost in Biden's first year, by the way. Mashed potato brains has been one of the worst presidents we've ever had. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you so very much the channel is growing. If you want to read my writing on The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. If you want to give a super thanks to this channel, the super thanks button is below. And just thank you so very much. I'll see you very soon. I should have a segment up tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. So be here at 10:45.